Hey, coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip. Beautiful spring morning here in Pine Mountain, Georgia. Coming to you today, going to talk to you about the jet. Hadn't talked jet in a minute. I'm going to talk, what do you do when that defensive coordinator, that wily cat across the field from you, is putting his outside linebackers, apexing them between the tackle and your number two, and you don't want to run like an attached H and all that kind of stuff. You want to get in your 2x2 or even go, I'm going to show you an empty set that's nasty. Y'all know I love that empty. But what do you do? Because now the only way to block that guy with your number two, you'd be blocking him in the back. And if you go empty, like I'm going to show you, and your trips one way and twins the other, and you take number three and go block out on that apex defender. And when I say apex, I mean he's halfway between the receiver and halfway between the tackle. What do you do? Because when he runs upfield trying to box, I call it boxing, trying to make that jet come up. Now your number three has got nothing to do but kick him, which is what they want because they're trying to play the jet with that pursuit from those inside backers and that DN if he can fight off that tackle's block. Well, let's look at it and see what I've come up with because this has happened to me. And I was looking at some film recently and I said, this is something right here that'll work. Let's look. All right, here you see it. I'm going to let the video roll in just a moment. But look right here. All right, we went ahead and went empty here. This is the guy I'm talking about. See, he's apex between these two cats right here. Y'all see what I'm talking about? This is the guy right here. So when he comes up, running up the field and boxes you, and then he goes in to block him, okay, what are we going to have? You're going to have a block in the back. If this guy here comes out, if he comes out right here, okay, then it makes your jet turn up here, and you got these guys coming like bats out of Hades. Shout out to Meatloaf, okay? And that's what they want you to do. They're trying to keep you from getting outside, and I call that boxing, okay? All right, let's look what they do. That number 10 is unblockable. So what can we do? All right, here's what I've come up with. Okay. And those of y'all who have been longtime subscribers know I can run jet and have run jet and shown you how I run jet. When he coming in motion, boom, not as fast because we're going to run buck block it. And we're going to go right here where they think they want us to go. But what we're going to do, we're going to get a down block, down block. We're going to pull, kick him with a guy that's used to kicking him. That's his rule. The front side guard's rule is to kick the force player, and here's force player. And then, of course, backside guard's going to come and wrap around the down block and pick up this right here. Okay? Now, that's not bad. That's not bad. But what you can do, this is what I've come up with. I got two things, and I'm going to show them to you on my just play. See right there, but kick him, boom, get underneath. All right, now watch. Add this to it. Let me go back. There we go. Add this to it. There's two things you can do. Run the same RPO, the frontside RPO that we run, and I'll link those up below. Read him, tell the quarterback, you say, Coach, you said you don't RPO on jet. It's not jet anymore, it's buck. But the Z, your jetter, they think it's jet because that's the Z going in motion. I've had coaches that told me, oh, we didn't even notice you were blocking it different until we looked at the film on Saturday. Because all they're seeing is this guy right here, and the change in his speed is not going to be perceptible by the defense. And boom, right here. All right, so what are we doing? Remember my front side RPO. I'll link that up below in the description. The front side RPO on the buck is reading the force player right here. Let's get rid of those and start over with those. Okay. So if he comes up, we're going to read him. If he widens, we're going to read him. All right, what are we going to do? We're going to do this right here. This is the front side RPO right there. Now, I know it looks like he's run right in the backer, but it's not, scaled. And if he runs up the field to play the jet, quarterback disconnect, boom, right there. Okay? All right, let's do it again. All right, he, of course, runs the speed out. You say, well, where's the corner? Well, I'm going to say he's about 10 yards because look, this cat here. So let's see, that's 5. This corner over here, right below my ugly mug, look where he is. Okay. So I'm assuming the guy over here is the same way. It's been so long. It's been 6 years. So, and I'm just, this is what I do. This is what an old football coach does. I'm gonna quit saying that. I'm not old. An older football coach does. And you got your frontside RPO. But then, I've been experimenting with these things and toying with these things and studying film and stuff like that. And I kind of thought to myself, what would a guy like Sarkisian do? What would a guy like Lane Kiffin do against this right here? And these are some things that they've done. And also, Tony Elliott, who's now at Virginia, did something similar. What I'm about to show you right here. All right, let's undo. All right, come off. Boom. He stalks the corner. Don't block him. Still read him. He takes one step up, maybe two, depends on how much depth he's got, and does the slide screen right here. Guys, my goodness, would you look at that? We're now 2-on-1 right here. These guys are in chase mode. Your number twos should be two of your better players and two of your faster players. Okay. So, and I've always been, and I'll be honest with you, I prefer to run it with the H attached for years. And the reason why is because I was literally scared to death of this. We had teams do this to us consistently, would do this to us right here and box it. And then, when we coached him up, you cut it up when that happens. Um, if you can, you bow it back. That's one of the reasons why we run the hump to get around him. But if he's real athletic like this, look, he's not very big. This is an outside linebacker, but this is a very athletic outside linebacker. And he may be able to make that play. So what do we have to do? Boom, cut up, and then we coach them to get back outside, which is where all the blocking is to get away from that pursuit. Okay? So to avoid that, you say, well, all those guys passed him up. All those guys have been trained who to block. 55 there's been trained over and over again. He's supposed to wrap tight, look inside. And in his mind, he's thinking he's not paying attention to the fact, watch this, that it's empty. We didn't even tell him it was empty. We just told him what play to block. He thinks he's got the back still back here. Okay. Here's the back, by the way. And the back's going to get that cat. Now, I will be honest with you, the back should have got this guy, but it still would have given them what they want, a cut up right there to the pursuit. They're trying to siphon or funnel everything back inside. It's just old fashioned umbrella defense. They're not trying to bounce it. Like I said, we're known for that. We were known for the jet. We were known for the speed of our number twos, and that's what we tried to profit off of. And they knew that. Okay. So he used our technique against us. Good job. Okay. Now, let's look at a diagram of it, of the two things I was telling you, the slide screen and, of course, the front side RPO. All right, here's the first one. This is the basic front side RPO that I run off the buck. And remember, now you got to look at it. It's jet motion, but we're running buck. Okay. And so what I would recommend, and some of y'all notice, well, where's your down block from your H, or in this case, the running back? He's still back here. This is what I would do. Before putting him in motion, I would line him up here and shift him right before I put the Z, the jetter, in motion, and then let him be my down block right there. Okay. Let him be the down block, and you'll get the safety sliding over right here. Okay. And that's about the only adjustment you're going to get. Okay. Well, you do it right before the snap, right before the motion, I should say. Now, remember, this guy's not going as fast. Remember how I preach heavy. Got to be hauling butt, hauling butt, hauling butt. You coach them up. Now, we actually called it Z buck, okay, because our jetter was our Z. And you coach them up on Z buck. you're not going as fast because you got to gear it down and make that cut just like the tailback does when he's running buck. And then out here, quarterback reading it just like I'll link up the RPOs off the buck um, down below. Right here, you're reading him. When he comes flying up, right here, quarterback disconnect, and boom, right there. And of course, you got your outlet here if the corner comes running inside to play right there. Okay, you got this guy. But I'll be honest with you, excuse me, this is what I would do. What I would do right now, and I've just started toying with these. We ran it a little bit last year and the year before, but didn't get into it big. And I've really been studying it in the off season. Um, a good friend, sorry about that, Josh. A good friend of mine, Josh Pate with 247 Sports, hates that word. I'd run the slide screen. Okay, the same play that Clemson beat Alabama on when they won their first national championship when they did it over here to that little Renfro guy that seemed like he stayed in school up there 6 or 7 years. Shift him right before you put the Z in motion. He's got the down block right there. Okay. He'll rotate over. I've already rotated him over. I believe that's what you'll get. Quarterback, still same read as on the RPO I showed you just a second ago. He comes running up. Okay. He comes running up right here. Boom. Throw it right over his head. And he'll probably be coming in here to take this on right here. Okay. I think it'll work. Now, I always tell you when it's conceptual. I showed you game film, and I'm going to show you a film down below of our RPO. Now, the slide is something I haven't done to the degree that I've got a bunch of film on it. I've got other people doing it, uh, especially on the goal line, short yardage. It's a great play. But adding it, and I've got previous video where we talk about the slide RPO. And I guess technically, since it's a screen, it's not an RPO, it's an RSO, a run screen option. But you still block and buck right here. Okay, so you tell your quarterback the same thing you always tell him: if in doubt, give to live. But you're just blocking buck up front. Okay, and by the way, this isn't in my big book of bucks. This is something that I was just looking at film, going back, looking at some old stuff, and I was looking at our 2016 season. That was the year we got beat in the fourth round. And this team gave us fits. They held us to under 400 yards of offense. I think we wound up with 392, but we turned the ball over a multitude of times and we got beat. And but we regrouped and had a good run in the playoffs. But right here, you block it like buck. It's a simple tweak. It's a simple adjustment. Definitely slide screen is going to be in my repertoire. From this point on, I'd already made my mind up on that. And so when I was watching it, I was like, ding, 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 ding. Slide screen is the way to go. All right, I've kept you for a little over 13 minutes. Now, this is short compared to some of them, not as short as some of the real quickies, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Now, if you will send me screenshots of where you've shared, I will send you a PDF of some of the different things we've done. I've got the, how I do the buck blocking presentation, and it's free. All you got to do is send me a screenshot, proof, okay, the receipts, as the kids say nowadays, of where you've done it and shared it. If you're not a subscriber and you would like one of the PDFs, we've got the jet presentation PDF, talks about the jet drill. We've got the how I teach buck blocking PDF. All you got to do is subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Send me a screenshot. Show me where you subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, you can get in on the action too. Share it. Share it on your social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever it is you do. And I will send you the PDF of your choice. If you go back a previous video or two, there's a list of things. Okay? I'll tell you what, let's bring up that list right now. Now, here's the list. These are things I have free to you if you will subscribe and or share Football Talk with Coach Chip. You get a free PDF. Here's all the different choices. You got my buck blocking presentation, the Backside RPO, the Spread Duo series. a complete run package, or various ways to run power. Okay. There's also a jet presentation that's not on this list, and I can find it and get it to you as well. Well, listen. So here's what you're going to do. Here's your homework. Okay. You're going to share and tell everybody about Football Talk with Coach Chip, and I'm going to send you a free PDF just for sharing. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Just send me a screenshot. Don't forget it's siegel.chip@gmail.com. Siegel.chip. It's SEA. Well, it'll be in the comments down below. Okay, in the description of the episode. All right. Until next time, y'all know what I like to say. In this case, since we were talking about jet, I'm gonna say keep on jetting and be elite.